Time Factor.
Chris,
Let's go to Chris on line 1
in
in Orlando, Florida. Chris, you're on the Time Factor Radio Show.
Glenn, thanks for taking my call.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I want to call you talk about this cultural, I call it backsliding. And one example I have is, I think a pivot, you talk about pivot points. I think one of them was when Bill Clinton lied under oath and then admitted that he lied under oath. And that affected me. And then other examples in life is, a cop goes speeding by you and you sit there and wonder, well, why? How come he doesn't have to obey the laws? And it becomes a struggle for yourself to say, well, why do I have to live by the rules if they don't?
Yes.
So when the government doesn't set the example, it's almost a daily struggle with your kids when they go, well, why do I have to do that? You sit there and think to yourself, because it's the right thing to do, but you can't. Usually you can point to the government. You always felt comfortable that they were honest with you, they treat you fairly, and there's so many examples where they don't.
No.
Yeah, that is.
I
think
that's one of the big problems
in our society
now, and that's why you cannot be a nation of men. You have to be a nation of laws.
That everyone,
but the president, all the way down. African Americans have been on this a lot more than the average white person has been on this, because there was two sets of laws for African Americans and the white class for a very long time. We have repaired that. They made incredible stride
in repairing
this.
Now the pendulum is swinging the other direction.
It's not swinging towards African Americans. It's just swinging towards really political correctness.
That whoever is in the politically correct party or group, you don't have to worry about that. It's been this way for a long time ago. That's not progress. To swing it a different direction is not progress. Progress is getting back to the nation of laws and not men. There's most Americans, I think,
at least my age.
We never grew up hating African Americans, or feeling that way of our parents or grandparents' generations. My grandparents, my parents
never felt that way before.
But I lived in the Pacific Northwest, it's a different culture out in the Pacific Northwest.
The Central Northwest.
Now, and I don't know
anybody really my age feels that way
about African Americans. It is the generation prior to mine that feels that way.
Went through that struggle.
And that
helped define them. Now you look at children anyone under my age.
Wouldn't you say,
Pat? Anybody our age?
They don't even
have the race lens.
They've always
now they're grown up judging a person by the content of their characters.
But once we taught,
we jump something about the content of the character, the color of their skin.
That's
good.
But then
in the 90s, we taught them the character doesn't matter at all.
So if
we're judging by the content of their character, and then say character doesn't matter, how do you judge someone?
Well, they're telling us not to judge. It doesn't make any
sense at all.
None of it makes
sense at all.
And you're exactly
right. The slippery slope, Chris, begins with somebody else breaking the law, and you haven't tell your children or yourself, no, don't do it.
Well,
everybody's doing it. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to do it. You can't become
that which you
despise. That's a really hard one to sell to your kids, especially when there's nothing but misery.
It
seems
to stand and
hold the line.
Do you agree, Chris?
I do, and to just do the right thing, even not just your kids, but yourself. You sit there and you're faced with two things. Well, I could do this and get away with it and probably make a lot more money, or I could do the right thing and maybe might not make as much money. And to face that struggle and say, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to live with myself. But, you always have that argument with yourself that says, well, gosh, they don't do it. Why do I have to?
I will tell you.
This is the best thing that I have discovered in the last,
maybe
my entire life.
The best realization
I have
came to me
in the last few months.
Because
what?
I have been thinking to myself. I've been reading a lot of Bonhoeffer and everything.
I've been
reading
myself my internets and articles and my twits. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
I am. How do you laugh?
And it really came to me in reading scriptures and reading my emails and all that stuff.
Dietrich Bonhoeffer.
And so is my Twitters.
And then thinking about people that have gone before, like Nelson Mandela. How did that guy
laugh?
Now, I don't know. How he was in prison,
and he decided that in prison I am not going to hate.
But the one thing that's really given me great hope is the
concept
that a
day to God
is a
1,000 years now.
If we were with him,
before,
and we are coming
down here, he created us, he sent us now.
It's been our entire life to be 80 or so. Our entire life lasts 5 hours. So we're only in this form for about 5 hours. All eternity. 5 hours.
5 hours.
That's nothing.
That's absolutely nothing.
In the grand
scheme of things. Think about it. 5 hours of your life. What do you waste 5 hours in?
You go to the movie, you go out to dinner.
It's 5 hours.
I sat in traffic
in
New York. I sat in
traffic in Omaha, Nebraska. That is.
Now imagine
on your way home.
In New York. Let me
in Omaha.
Relate to
nightmares in my hometown, Omaha.
Relate it to the movies.
Not really movies.
You
kids.
Leave
the house.
About 6 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the night.
They're going to go out
and have dinner.
And watch a movie.
And you as a dad,
you're worried,
hey.
Do you bring my daughter home
one piece?
And you say to them,
you'll be home at midnight. At 7 o'clock. You'll be home at midnight, okay?
Now I'm worried
about what's going to happen if my kids have stayed, they get into a car accident, everything. I don't even that my kids will get so lost in 5 whole hours. That when she drives back up into the driveway
and walks
to the door,
I don't think my daughter's going to be so lost.
Her daughter's so lost. She looks at me and goes,
"Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh! You're dead! My God! I completely forgot about you
and the
oh my gosh, and the family! I completely forgot you!"
That doesn't happen. And you as a dad would say, what have we done in the last 5 hours? That's how
lost we are. All we have to do is remember what's going home.
I can last
5 hours in you.
Nobody can last.
I'm sorry. I can't last about 4 whole years. I can't. Sorry.
But I can last.
We gotta last.
What do I have left?
3 hours? 3 hours?
2 hours?
Do I have 3 hours?
That's a piece of cake.
That's a piece of cake.
I can do that.
When you start to look at things from eternal perspectives,
and you start to this coupled with what I learned from George Washington. I think of this every day. I think of him
every day saying this.
After all that he went through, if you haven't read Being George Washington,
please read it.
After
all the things that he went through,
after the
amazing man that he was,
in
the end, he still said to himself,
I am concerned that I would do one thing eternally dishonor me at the end. That's the right perspective. I made this far. I'm gonna finish it. It doesn't matter what anybody else does to you. It doesn't matter what anybody else. They're cutting in line. They're winning every time. They're getting away with it. You're not. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. In the end, I will not eternally dishonor myself. In the end, I'm going to get back home. And I'm going to remember. I remember that. I say, Dad, I screwed up tonight. When I was out, I did some things that I regret. But I did my best. And I'm home. And just like you would say to your son or daughter, oh God, I worried about you all night. I am so glad you're home. Welcome home.